An alliance that is shaking up the global chessboard has just been formed. While the West was looking elsewhere, Russia and Iran have quietly woven the threads of a partnership that could redefine the global geopolitical balance. What you are about to discover today will surprise you. Imagine for a moment, what if Iran became to Russia what Germany once was? This hypothesis is no longer fiction. After 2.5 years of intense negotiations, Moscow and Tehran are preparing to sign a comprehensive strategic partnership treaty that promises to radically transform their relations for the coming decade. But let's start with something extraordinary that is happening right now on the ground. The Russian ports of Alya and Astrakhan are experiencing an explosion in activity, with a 50% increase in traffic in just 6 months. Why this rapid growth? The answer lies in 4 words: the North-South Corridor. This revolutionary trade route connects Russia to Iran, the Persian Gulf countries, and India, completely bypassing the Suez Canal. 14 nations are already participating in this ambitious project, which is redrawing the map of global trade. The route is half the length of the traditional route via Suez, and more importantly, no cargo ships or oil tankers are at risk of being attacked by pirates or blocked by geopolitical incidents. Recently, a crucial segment of the Caspian rail network was inaugurated with great fanfare, attended by senior Russian and Iranian officials. Thanks to Russian technical assistance, 162 kilometers of new rail tracks will be built, significantly increasing the transport capacity of this strategic trade artery. But here's where things get interesting. At the end of June, the two countries signed a memorandum of understanding for the delivery of Russian gas to Iran. You may be wondering why Iran, which has one of the world's largest natural gas reserves, needs to import Russian gas. This mutual protection becomes crucial when one considers the scale of ongoing joint investments and projects. Russia's new Mir bank cards will be usable in Iran from the end of August, while cards from Iran's Shitab system will work in all Russian ATMs. This financial integration demonstrates a desire to create an autonomous economic ecosystem that is less vulnerable to Western sanctions. As we speak, factories are opening in Russia, production centers for aircraft engines, battery manufacturers for the Moscow metro, and robotic agricultural complexes. These industrial developments strengthen Russia's ability to support its emerging strategic partnerships. The irony of history is that Western sanctions, intended to isolate Russia, could paradoxically accelerate the creation of these new geopolitical blocs. Each punitive measure pushes Moscow further towards its non-Western partners, creating unexpected synergies. Who knows? Perhaps one day we will witness the signing of a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement between Russia and Yemen. This prospect, which seemed absurd a few years ago, now seems less fanciful. One thing is certain: the world is changing at breakneck speed, and an entirely new game is being played out on the global geopolitical chessboard. In this global reconfiguration, Russia is no longer content to react to events. It is shaping them, creating new paradigms that challenge the order established since the end of the Cold War. This Russian-Iranian alliance is only the beginning of a deeper transformation that will redefine the balance of power for decades to come. This rise in power of the Russian-Iranian axis comes amid a tense geopolitical context. Recent statements suggest that the U.S. administration considers China and Iran to be its main strategic adversaries, which suggests that diplomatic and economic pressure will intensify. A few days ago, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said that Iran could obtain the materials needed to manufacture nuclear weapons within a few weeks, without specifying where or how, but warning that the U.S. would not allow it. This statement comes at a time when technological proliferation is becoming a major issue in contemporary hybrid conflicts. Look at recent developments. North Korea successfully launched its first reconnaissance satellite in late 2023, allegedly with Russian technical assistance. Iran is building and preparing to inaugurate the Chabahar Space Center, which will become the largest space launch site in Western Asia. Even the Houthi rebels in Yemen, despite a total blockade and draconian sanctions, have mysteriously developed capabilities to produce sophisticated missiles and drones. Moreover, these disruptions in the Red Sea have had an unexpected effect: a 30% increase in demand for rail freight transport across Russia this year. Why? Because it is safe, guaranteed, and even the coalition of NATO countries with Israel can do nothing against Little Yemen, supposedly crushed by sanctions. These developments reveal a disturbing reality for the Western order. New axes of power are emerging, creating credible alternatives to the dominant systems. The Russian-Iranian treaty most likely includes mutual assistance clauses in the event of aggression, similar to the agreement recently concluded with North Korea. This assistance does not necessarily mean direct participation in military conflicts, but can encompass a wide range of support: the supply of weapons, the dispatch of instructors and volunteers, and other forms of strategic aid. The answer reveals the complexity of modern energy geopolitics. Iran currently lacks the technical and financial means to exploit its huge reserves and create a unified energy system. The north of the country, where Tehran is located in a mountainous region with a harsh climate, suffers from energy shortages, particularly in winter or during extreme heat waves such as those currently affecting the country. The agreement provides for the annual delivery of 109 billion cubic meters of Russian gas to Iran. To give you an idea of the scale, this is almost equivalent to the volumes that Russia supplied to Europe via the two branches of the Nord Stream gas pipeline before they were destroyed. Some of this gas will be consumed locally by Iran, while another part will be redistributed to other countries, creating a new Persian energy hub. This project could eventually interconnect the gas transport systems of the Caspian and Central Asian countries. For Russia, this is a strategic masterstroke, diversifying its energy exports, reducing its dependence on the Turkish hub, and compensating for losses in the European market. But energy is only one aspect of this multidimensional cooperation. The two countries are also collaborating closely in the space sector. In February, Russia launched the Iranian satellite Pars-1 into orbit, with 2 more launches planned for October. This space cooperation is evidence of significant technology transfer between the two nations. The military sector is also experiencing remarkable expansion. Iran recently ordered search and rescue helicopters from the Mi-8 family worth 20 billion rubles. Although the details of military equipment exchanges remain classified, their volume is clearly increasing substantially.